listening to the Talking Shrimpers podcast, sponsored by Surgical Holdings.
Good evening and welcome to TSP. I'm your host, Sensei Phil. With me is Finn, Katie and Emily. Well, Katie will be here, and Emily and the brilliant Martin Trenaman.
Oh,
welcome, Martin.
Well, thank you very much. It's very kind of you to invite me on.
So let's have a very quick check-in with our co-host. Emily, how have you been? We've not seen you for a little while.
Yeah, I've been good, thank you. Sorry if it's a bit loud. I'm recording this from my gym. But yeah, I've been good. Spent a lot of time with family recently. So yeah, just catching up with myself and working a lot. So yeah, I've been good.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Finn, what have you been up to?
Not much really. I've been building my own business for the last few weeks, so that's taken up most of my time really. But yeah, other than that, not too much really.
And Martin, how about you?
Yeah, well, I've been doing this and that, just been commissioned for a new radio show, the second series of the Abergele Files. So that we'll record that in Cardiff in July, I think. So we have to write that, so we just started writing it. And I did filming down in Cornwall for 3 weeks, doing a BBC One drama. I must warn everyone that anyone who follows my X account will know that Mabel is heavily featured, and she may well be heavily featured in this podcast because there's some cats in the back garden, and I just warn everyone she might kick off. I don't know. Yes, and then I did a BBC One sitcom, only a tiny bit, and a film, and blah 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 blah. Yes, so yeah, I've been quite busy, thankfully, because it's quite tough out there at the moment in the TV and film industry.
Well, you've been following our podcast for a little while, so thank you for that. Obviously, actor, comedy writer. I guess going into comedy, Southend was always going to be the team you pick because you kind of need a bit of a sense of humour, don't you?
Yeah.
How long have you been supporting the club?
About 45 years, something like that. My dad wasn't very sporty. He liked the sort of the relaxed sports of darts and snooker, so he wasn't really into football. But my uncle Jack was very sporty, and he took me along when I was about 12, I'd say, 13, something like that. We stood in, whereas I think it was was it the East Stand? But it was something called the Paddocks. And we stood there and watched a match, and I remember it like yesterday. And it was under the lights. It was a Friday night, and I was transfixed with it, absolutely transfixed. And from then on, just kind of hooked. So I went with him a few times, and then, at school, kind of went with schoolmates, and then just, I did duck out a bit during sort of 2010 to sort of 2016. I hardly ever got down to a game. And of course, they didn't really stream them back then. I listened to them on the radio, but I didn't get down because that was the time when I was doing the In-Betweeners, all 3 series. I also did 3 series of Phone Shop in that time as well.
Yeah, Phone Shop.
And the movies, and I had quite a young-ish family. So I followed them, but I kind of didn't get down there very much. But about 45 years. Is that enough?
I do miss those Friday nights, actually. When I first started supporting Southend, they played Friday nights, and they were great nights. Yeah,
really great. Yeah.
So you've obviously done quite a bit in front of the screens, and you've also done a bit for the club recently.
Yes.
On the screens for the kit launch and the training ground as well.
Yes, I did.
How did that come about?
It was Matt Mundy. Because I knew Matt's dad, who's sadly no longer with us. Simon. I was very, very good friends with him back in the day, and we met at his dad's funeral. But then he ended up at Southend United, and they wanted some voiceover stuff, and then he just emailed me one day and said, are you up for doing a bit of filming? So, if I'm around, of course I'll do that for the club. I mean, it's Shrimpers runs through my blood, so it's hard to say no. It's good fun though.
Yeah,
great training ground.
The kit launch, I thought that was brilliant. Really, really good video.
It was great,
and I loved
wasn't
the bit at the end where I guess you added that humour bit when he said, where do you want to go? Milan, Paris, Dagenham.
Yeah.
Not there this year.
Yeah, not this year, no. Yeah,
a little dig at them.
Yeah, but the team behind it are great,
Yeah. Great media team.
Yeah, Riley and Matt, they're really on it,
Yeah.
They're really good, and they're lovely fellas as well.
Yeah, they are. So I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit.
Oh my
so
God.
we mentioned the training ground.
Oh my, yeah.
Obviously, we've got a training ground. We've had a pre-season. Recruitment has been pretty decent. In your opinion, should we be doing a bit better than we are? Do you think, or are we where we are expected to be right now?
I think we're probably where I expected to be. I think, because I think, I tell you what. Before we go any further, I work in the entertainment industry, and a lot of people think that football is not entertainment; it's sport. In my book, it's entertainment. That's why 8,000 people turn up. They want to be entertained, and they want the excitement of that entertainment. So because I'm in the entertainment business, I'm not going to single out any players to slag off, because I know what it's like when someone does it to me and affects my family and kids completely. And whatever. Even the dog gets sad. But I'm not going to single anyone out, but I do think that we're due a bit of a clear out.
Yeah.
And I think most shrimpers would agree with that. There's certain players that are not performing perhaps as well as they should be, and also there's some players in there where the system that's being played at the moment doesn't really work for them. I know Finn was at Chatham. That new keeper sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a fantastic game. Yeah,
penalty save on his debut.
I know.
Yeah, he looked like he commanded the box very well, and as much as I love Colin, I think the difference was that he really commanded the box well, and he looked like quite a dominant force in the box. So yeah,
right.
I was very impressed with him. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a soft spot for Colin though, because I've met him a couple of times. He's a young lad, and he's absolutely lovely. He's a real sweetheart, keepers make mistakes. It's kind of Harry Taylor makes a mistake, and everyone goes, "Oh."
Yeah, it's very true.
Colin makes a mistake, and everyone piles on Shrimper Zone and goes, he's shit. It's just piling. It's also, this is the National League. What are we expecting? It's kind of, some people on Shrimper Zone, I mean, they drive you nuts, don't they?
Don't even open that door.
He can't. His ball control on Saturday was terrible. And you go, well, if his ball control was amazing, he'd be playing in the bloody Championship,
Yeah,
and he's not.
Yeah.
You have to realise where you are.
Katie's joined us. Welcome, Katie. How are we?
Hello. Good, thank you.
Hi, Katie.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Guys, before we dissect Rochdale and Chatham, have you got any questions for Martin?
I've got maybe one or two.
No, go on.
I'm just interested because obviously we know quite a lot about your kind of work with the in-betweeners, but just overall in your acting career, who are some of the biggest kind of actors and best actors that you've worked with?
Crikey. Whoa. I'm terrible with names. I tell you one very, very quick story. I did a thing, but a BBC One drama quite some time ago. I've always been a big fan of Edward Fox, Oh, I've bored Phil.
Phil's gone.
Phil, come back. I won't tell the story. It's fine.
I've just got to plug my laptop in. It's going to die. That wouldn't be good, would it?
So it was a remake of it was a reimagining of Cinderella, and I've always been a massive fan of Edward Fox. Can I swear on here?
No.
No?
You can say bleep.
Okay. So, I did this thing, and I was playing a secret agent, and it was all quite stylised. And we were shooting in this massive mansion house. It was this amazing, old, beautiful building. And as usual with filming, you sort of hurry up and wait. So you're waiting all day, to shoot. And then they knocked on my door, and they went, right, we need to get over there now. So I went over there. And there's this scene where this beautiful, huge marble staircase, sweeping staircase comes down, and everyone's having a party down there, and I have to make an announcement at the top of the stairs and walk down, and then I make this announcement at the bottom of the stairs, and they're all facing away from me. So I come in, they go action, because we're going to shoot the rehearsal. I come down the stairs, I say, ladies and gentlemen, and turn around, and right in front of me is Edward Fox, and I went, bleeping hell, it's Edward Fox. And cut. Martin, are you all right? I go, yeah, no, but I didn't realise Edward Fox was in it. I'm a big fan. So that for me was a big moment. But I've worked with Bill Bailey. I worked with Bill quite a lot. I did the Okie Kokie in German at the Hammersmith Apollo with him. And he's a mate as well. I went out for a drink with him on
Very
Wednesday.
funny guy.
He's lovely as well. He's a sweetheart. Very, very nice man. But I've worked with loads.
Sorry, Martin, carry on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I can't remember any of the names.
I was just going to say, my family and my partner, we're massive In-Betweeners fans.
Are you?
So I was just going to ask what your favourite memory of shooting the series was, if you're allowed to say on it.
There's loads of really great memories about shooting that. I tell you what, one good memory was when I go into the lads, and I've made up with Mrs. Cooper, because I moved out for a while, and they wanted me to come in, and Simon goes, what, you're back? And I go, yeah, we made it up, yeah. And there's a pause, and I go, in front of all his mates, I go, have you got any condoms? And originally they had me in this sort of dressing gown thing, and I said, no, it's far more embarrassing if I go in this sort of really short kimono type thing, which they got for me. So I had this really short thing that I was walking around for most of the morning in, which is a good memory. Another one actually is I was actually cast on the Saturday morning, and I was in the very first scene on the Monday morning. So they basically they cast me there and then shoved 6 scripts across and said, you're in the first scene Monday morning, which was outside the tailor's, where we were getting a suit. But a lot of it, I tell you what happens, 99.9% of the people that approach me for a selfie or for to ask me anything are absolutely lovely. But I tell you what, a lot of them do is they come up to you and they give you a line that you've said in the show, and they go, yeah, and they want you to do the rest of it, and you go, I couldn't remember it the day after I shot it.
Yeah. You have so many more to remember, don't you?
Yeah, it's just kind of, you do it and it's gone.
Yeah.
I also have one other thing I'd like to ask of you, Martin.
Of course, yes.
My dad, my brother, my partner are all massive football fans.
Yeah.
But my mum's not so much. So if ever she comes home from work and my dad's got the football on, she always tells him off. So I was going to ask if you could ask Claire to give permission for my dad to always watch the football. He would love that.
What's your dad's name?
My dad's name's Jim.
Claire, come on, be a mensch here. You've got to let it, what was his name again? Jim. Sorry. Claire.
Yeah, Jim.
Claire, I'm speaking to you from my heart, from a football fan. You've got to let Jim watch his footy, all right? And maybe even let him have a little beer with it, yeah? A little bit of enjoyment in his life. Come on.
Love it.
Love that. Thank you.
Right, I'm going to call my wife, ask her to just come. So we can do that all over again.
One more thing, Martin.
Yeah.
I just, obviously, I'm a big In-Betweeners fan as well. There's with the In-Betweeners, obviously, the comedy is a massive part of it. How much of the comedy in the show was scripted, and how much was kind of improvised on the spot?
It was all scripted.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Every single thing. In fact, because for 3 years, I was doing a series of In-Betweeners and then going on to a series of Phone Shop, or the other way around, doing Phone Shop first and then doing the In-Betweeners. Phone Shop was a lot of scripted stuff, but Phil Bowker, who wrote it, produced it and directed it, he'd let you improvise a bit as well. So a lot of that, or a proportion of that, say 25% of the show, is improvised. So you sort of muck around like that. But it was on about day 2 of shooting, or day 3 or 4 or whatever, of shooting the In-Betweeners. And I just came out with an improvisation. And I was, Ian and Damon, who write it and produce it, they direct it now as well, but they would go, I got a gentle tap on the shoulder and go, just do it as a script. And you go, okay, fine. Which is absolutely fine, because they've pored over a script for months and months and months, and they want it done exactly as is. So there was no... Well, I didn't witness any improvisation at all. I'll tell you one story, though, that Joe Thomas, he was... The scene where his testicle is hanging out of his pants, they gave him a prosthetic testicle, that they had it all there, so he didn't have to do it. And he just, fair play to Joe. He said, it doesn't look right, I'll do it for real. So I then spent the best part of 4 hours staring at his but I get paid for it. This is,
there you go.
It's a weird job. It's an odd job.
Welcome to the Talking Strippers podcast. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, yes.
We've got testicles today. Who did we have? Pluto a little while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, anything can happen on here. Anything can happen. Okay, Martin, I don't know if you've been following our series, The Debate, where Charlie and myself have been debating our best 11 over a period of 35 years. Who would be in yours? Give me a couple of names that have really captured your attention down the years.
Stan Collymore, for sure. Dean Austin.
Yes.
Daryl Flarhaven. I'd have thought.
He's our number one.
Yeah. I always really liked Andy Answer.
Yeah, I did. Loved Andy Answer.
I thought he was great.
Yeah, he was.
Otto as well. God, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many, I like Sansom in goal as well. I thought he was a good keeper.
Yeah.
I quite like, there used to be a song, and no one else can remember this, but there used to be a song that they used to sing, "Find a buyer for Spencer Pryor." But I thought he was a good central defender. I thought he was decent.
Yeah, most definitely.
But Collymore, for sure. He ripped the Mickey out of that division for the 6 months, 5-6 months he was with us.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to be with us long. You could see the talent.
He absolutely ripped it apart. But Mabel, what are you doing? Sorry, I don't think she's here. She's here. It's okay.
Welcome, Mabel. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I apologise.
Not at all, not at all. Right, let's talk Rochdale. So eventually this fixture was played. Wasn't worth the wait in the end. 2 undefeated. Good start. Gus, he's on a great scoring run, isn't he?
He really is.
Opened the account for us. But then we conceded goals at the worst possible times. 44 minutes. I don't know if you saw it, Finn. Kyron Gordon, great goal actually. Yeah, he was a lad. Sheffield United with likes of Zach Brunt, Casper, and Neely. They were in the under-21 team. So yeah, talented. I've seen him a few times. Kyron, good player.
I like Harrison Neal. I think he's great.
Neely, great lad.
Yeah,
doesn't stop talking, that boy.
Doesn't he?
He's hilarious.
No, right, okay.
Yeah, he's a real lad. Yeah, and then the 90th minute, bit of a shambles at the back. I'm not sure what Colin's doing. We got a bit of a mess and a bit of a tapping. So quite a disappointing result in the end. Did you see much of it, Martin?
I streamed it actually.
Yeah.
That's what I do sometimes. I do that. Yeah, and it felt to me, everyone was piling on Colin afterwards, and yeah, it probably was partly his fault, but there was a lot of other players involved with that build-up that did pretty much nothing. So
they just won through the middle of us, didn't they?
Yeah. So I don't think all the blame lies at Colin's door. I wouldn't have done any better.
Well, I'm sure Emily and Katie might, being Southend players. Emily, our record against teams above us been really poor. Why do you think that is?
It's hard, isn't it? Because we always say if you want to go up the leagues and you want to be pushing, you've got to be challenging the teams above you, and you've got to be showing that you are worthy of going up ahead of them. And to be honest, I think for large parts of that game we probably matched them. It's just a complete mix-up at the back, and that's the difference in this league and the league above. You can't afford to switch off at any minute, because those goals could come down to goal difference. It's gonna be telling. So, I think we did so well for 90 minutes. To come away with a draw, we'd probably be happy. You'd probably take that. But yeah, just a complete collapse at the minute. And I think if we are going to push up, we need to be finding that extra level or the extra gear, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we're not getting wins against teams in and around us in those playoffs. But, going to Rochdale, you would have been happy with a draw. I mentioned sort of before that they've conceded the least amount. We're not too far behind them. But yeah, very good defensively. And we actually started well. Finn, what was your take on it?
Yeah, I thought for a good chunk of the game, I thought we were playing really well. I think my only criticism would be that we didn't take enough chances. We had a lot of chances where you just think where we could have gone maybe 2 or 3 up, which would have certainly worked in our favour a bit more. But I thought Gus's finish was fantastic, the way he chipped over the keeper.
Clever little chip.
Yeah, I mean, the Rochdale keeper was fantastic. I think you've got to say he's been fantastic all season. And
18 years old.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Watmuff, on loan from Man City.
Yeah. So he's
18
for big things.
Conceded, 13, 16, something like that? That's all.
Yeah. He's a quality keeper, but I think there you could maybe say he was a little bit far forward, but Gus capitalised on it, and it was a great finish to dink it over the keeper like that straight away first time. To go and concede that close to half time was a real kick in the teeth, and I think when that happened, I just thought, I'm not sure if we'll get anything out of this now. But I think for the majority of the game, I do think we played well, and I think we deserved to come away with a point. But yeah, the first goal, I'd say there wasn't really much we could have done about that, to be honest. Maybe close down, not let him get that shot off. But the finish itself, I don't think anything Colin could have done about that. It was a quality finish. But I think the second goal, I mean, Colin could have done better. But I think, as Martin said, I think there's quite a few other players that could have done better. And I think when you're in a position when you're not exactly playing a very high line and there's a player running straight through on goal with no one on him, I think you have got to ask questions of why he's been allowed to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
So I think it was overall quite a good performance, but just frustrating that we didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, it was frustrating. I mean, I looked at the goal, and as you say, you could quite easily put the blame at Colin, but you've got to look right from up front, and we're not closing down. The pressers, we've switched off a bit, and then they've just played through the middle of us, and then they've just cut a hole in us at the back.
Yeah.
Katie, did you see it at all? What was your take?
I didn't. I've just seen the highlights and stuff on social media. Like Finn said, Gus's finish and to put us 1-0 up was definitely quite clinical in that moment. And I think it takes little moments like that that are going to be able to beat these teams above us. But you then just need to be able to maintain it and not concede silly goals. I do think as well, if the second goal for Rochdale, if Colin's going to come out that far, you've just got to smother the ball. Whether you get player or ball, I think if you've committed that far, you've just got to commit full force and go for it. But I guess it's easier said than done. I wouldn't want to be a goalkeeper, so hats off to him.
No.
No.
But yeah, no, I think, like Emily said as well, like, it is going to take a lot to beat the teams that are above us, because they are the ones that are in contention for going up, which is why I guess the playoffs gives everyone an opportunity to see who's best on the day. But if we do get the opportunity to go up in the playoffs, then we need to make sure that we are clinical in the final minutes of games and not conceding silly goals.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the word moments, and they say moments change football matches. They do, and I guess that's the frustration from Kev. I've seen a lot of social media. I mean, it's crazy. We lose a game and everyone's like, fire him, and it's crazy, really. But he picks the players, he motivates the players, he picks the tactics, but he can't do anything about people making decisions on the pitch in those moments.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's letting us down time and time again. It's just those moments, the decision making, and for Colin, it was just the wrong decision. And like you say, if you're going to come out, you've got to put something behind the ball. And it's the same with the defence behind him. It just seemed like a bit of a, even though Colin went out, no one read the situation, and the guy's got a tap in. So it's moments from a number of players. You could go back to the moments of in the midfield when we're not closing the player down that's bringing the ball through. Very, very frustrating.
On another note, and I don't know whether anyone else agrees, but I think the last 4 or 5 matches, our passing's been a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely agree.
I don't really care about the stats. It's kind of, you're watching a match and you're going, why are they being overhit, underhit? Some not very great passing going on. I don't know why that is.
No.
I think that's where you can dominate a football match and have 80% of the possession and lose 2-0.
Yeah.
If you're not doing anything with the ball, or you're not keeping control of the ball or using it wisely, then you may as well just play counter-attacking football for 90 minutes, which I think...
Yeah.
Well, I also watch West Ham, so that's what I'm used to every week. But I do think there's all well and good having 80% plus possession, but we need to be careful with the ball and, making use of the passes. So, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I think also, Phil, there's something that I thought about the game is... I'm not really sure why Keenan hasn't been starting lately. And as much as kind of individually, I don't mind Morton and Austin, but I think as a pair, I just don't think they work well in midfield. I don't think there's enough grit in that midfield. And I think quite often our midfield was being outstrength, overrun, and kind of the passing, as Martin said, was off. And I just think Keenan offers that bit of strength. He may not be the tallest, but he's definitely strong enough, and he offers that kind of grit that we need in the midfield. That
He gets thin. I completely agree. He gets stuck in whatever he's doing. The amount of headers he goes up for.
Yeah, I know.
You go. He's at shoulder.
Incredible.
He does he jumps up for a header and becomes shoulder height to the next midfielder. But he's got some real spirit about him.
Well, he did have a bit of an injury, didn't he? But he just seems to be finding it difficult to get back in again.
Yeah, which I don't know. Every time he comes off the bench, for me, he looks solid again. And I think we really miss. Obviously, we've missed Hussein a lot this season. Which, no offense to him, but I didn't really think we would miss him quite this much. But I think he offers something that you may not notice in the games, but when you think about it, he offers something that we don't currently have. But I feel like that's where Keenan could play that role of being that hard tackling. Passing midfielder who can sit in a little bit. As much as he can go forward as well, I do think he can play that role. I want to see him starting. If I'm completely honest, I think he's what we're missing.
It's not really Morton's game, is it, to get stuck in with tackles?
No.
It's not. No. He's there to spread the ball around and open play up. But I think he's been struggling a little bit doing that.
Well, it was an interesting selection because Kendall had come in, scored a couple of goals, and he was rested. Same with Coker. I mean, Coker and Cav Miley, they've been doing quite well, I think, together in the middle. But the frustrating thing for me is Koga's a player who can pick a shot off. And when we saw in the first Rochdale game that got called off, how he can put the ball away, we know how good he is from that range. But, you know, I think this season he's had to play a bit deeper because obviously Noor being out. Now, what Noor gave us was a real engine in that, you know, Noor would run and run and run, you know. And that's why, you know, he didn't always have the best game, but he would run through brick walls for you. And, you know, not having that player to press the energy from the back, I think we've had to play Cokes a bit deeper, which, you know, has been detriment to him because he can pick up goals from there. But he'd been on a decent run and then kind of his rest against Rochdale. I found that a surprise, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I think if you look at that midfield, I've just got it up now that we played against Rochdale, you've got Leon, Morton and Austin. And whilst they're good technical footballers, there's nobody there that you think is a tough tackling engine like Noor is. And that's why I say that Keenan or Coker, someone like that, you need someone like that in the team. So, yeah, I was surprised by a few selection choices. And also, while I'm at it, some of the subs choices as well, I think. On the 56th minute, I think it was. And we just lost a lot of steam after the subs, if I'm completely honest, and it kind of put us on the back foot, which was a shame.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Who came on?
Well, it was Hopper came on for Slavy up front, and I think the other one was Keenan for Leon, which I don't mind that one too much, but I guess taking off Leon also lost us a bit up top. But yeah, I mean, the change up top, it just didn't work. And the thing is, we lost... While Slavy didn't do too much in the game, we lost all that pressure up top, which let Rochdale play from out the back, and we were on the back foot from that moment on.
I like Slavy.
I guess with Leon,
I like him.
I think Leon, is a great attacking player going forward. He causes problems, especially hitting down the channel, down the left.
Yeah, lovely.
You know, he is a great player. But the side of him that I guess goes against him is his defensive side. He won't necessarily track back. And I guess against top sides like Rochdale, you're not always going to see the best of him.
No.
You know, we've seen the best of him against maybe some of the mid teams. Go out and express yourself.
Yeah. He's a flair player, isn't he?
They
don't like tackling. Quite right.
When he's on it, what a talent. What a talent.
He's the kind of player
amazing.
Give a free roll and just kind of say, do whatever you like, really.
I'll tell you who we miss, and Martin will remember him, Peter Butler, I think.
Oh,
Peter
my
Butler,
goodness. God, he got stuck in.
Box,
Yes, yeah. He was like he was about Keenan size and a proper bulldog.
Took anything out that moved.
Took anything out that moved, He was brilliant. He was great player.
He was. Well, on to the FA Trophy. We played Chatham on Saturday. Finn, you went not too far from you.
No.
It sounds like it was a bit of a painful game to watch.
I mean, to be honest,
1-0 in the end.
Yeah, so, I mean, really, if you had to sum it up in 2 words, it'd just be job done, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it wasn't the most... It was actually quite an entertaining game, but not necessarily from a football standpoint. There's just lots going on and lots of penalties and stuff, but the actual quality, I mean, we controlled the possession, like, completely. I mean, they didn't really get too much of a look in. They did towards the end, and it was getting a little bit close towards the end, but for the most part, we had a huge amount of the possession. I mean, we had some chances that we should have put away, to be honest. But it's one of those games where Chatham, in fairness to them, if we have to, give them a bit of credit, they did defend really well, and their goalkeeper had a blinding game. I thought
he did.
He made superb saves.
Sounded like it on the radio, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just one of those ones where you go to kind of a small ground like Chatham. It's a massive game for them. They were defending literally every man behind the ball with their life, and the goalkeeper played really well. So it wasn't a shock that we didn't score too much. Obviously missed another penalty. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
going
5
on?
out of 6 now we've missed. What is it with us with penalties this year?
I know. Well, the running joke was that we only had 1 penalty in like the space of a year, and then since we broke that,
every week now we don't score.
Yeah, we should just send Colin up to take them. I think we've got the same amount of chance. So just the keeper up or one of the centre arms.
Or Will. Remember Will? The crossbar challenge?
Yeah, Will.
Bring back Will.
Yeah, so it was job done, and I mean, at the end of the day, I came away from it very happy that we'd won and got through to the next round. It wasn't necessarily it wasn't the most memorable game ever, but it was a nice ground to tick off, nice day out, and yeah, at least we won. And I did think the keeper as well, Owen Mason, was probably the only standout for us, to be honest. I wouldn't say any other player particularly stood out for us.
Yeah, no, I think he's played for under 18s and under 19s Republic of Ireland, so he's got something about him. He's only 21 years old.
Yeah, he was fantastic, and he was so. I mean, his kicking, to be honest, was a little bit all over the place. But to be honest, like we put him under a lot of pressure at times, like our own players with some dodgy passes. And in fairness to him, every time he did kick it out of play quite a lot. But when he did, it was very straight and like direct, and it wasn't like there was never any dodgy ones. So yeah, I mean, his kicking wasn't ideal, but it's just one of those games. He was under a lot of pressure at times, but shot stopping wise and his commanding of the box, and yeah, I thought it was really impressive, to be honest.
Martin, would you start him in the next game, or would you bring Colin straight back in?
Luckily, I'm not a football manager.
I
I would probably start him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I think you have to send a message to players if they've had a good game and they've had a really good performance, and then you don't they're not in the starting 11 the next match. I think that sends the wrong message.
Yeah.
I mean, tactically, I get that. Tactically, if Miley's on 4 yellows or something, he's had a great run of matches. You're gonna, maybe save him. I get the tactics thing, but I'd stick him in. Yeah.
Emily,
and I haven't seen him play.
You mentioned Gus. I had to laugh actually at the end when he, approached the camera and said, "Yeah, come on, I think I'm off for penalties now." Yeah, I mean, what a great scoring form he's on. Whether it's, he just pops up in the box, doesn't he, all the time?
It's so helpful
he follows up.
Well, it's so helpful to have that depth, because if you think of all of you'd say probably more orthodox players to score in a football match, it's so nice to, if they're having a bad game, that Gus will probably come up trumps at some point during the game. It just probably comes down to how long can we keep him for if he keeps playing like that. But it's so nice to have a fullback that is willing to go forward, willing to create chances. If he's not on the other end of the cross, he's chucking them in the box. So it's nice to actually see a fullback that is willing to bomb up the pitch, because we don't normally get to see that at this level. So it's nice to have him.
No.
I think we're quite honoured to have him, to be honest. On the penalties, maybe not so much, but I guess that's up for discussion. But again, same as Martin, I'm not a football manager.
Why do you think we're missing so many penalties?
I think penalties are half psychological, half ability. I think if you go up to a penalty and you're confident in where you're going to put it, and you're confident in the fact that you're going to score, I think you've already won the mental side of it. You've just got to stick it in the back of the net. But it's a big mental battle. I've missed a few because you step up to a penalty and you think, oh, I'm not too sure, or you change your mind last minute, or you let the crowd or the keeper get the better of you. But if you step up with confidence, then you've won probably the toughest part of the penalty. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, thankfully it went in the end. So we ground a 1-0 out. So the draw was today. We got Horsham.
Yes.
Who got a great result against Scunthorpe, I have to say, from National League South. Away, so that's going to be on a plastic pitch again, which I know we love.
Yes, we love those.
Martin, how do you fancy that? Getting closer?
Well, I mean, it's the day after my wife's birthday, so I don't suppose I'll be able to go. Damn. Oh, now my laptop's dying.
It's a theme on this show.
Yeah, I don't know where the charger. Mabel, where's the charger? I'll get it in a second. I think we'll win it, because I think I suspect that those players have learnt a bit of a lesson from Chatham,
hopefully.
And I think they'll turn it on. I'm going 2-0. There we go.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Another day out of Wembley would be great.
Wouldn't it be brilliant? Because the last one wasn't.
No, it was a good day out, but just not the.
It's good until the game started.
It was a great day out. Yeah.
Did you go to the game, Martin? Did you go to
I
Wembley?
did, yeah. I did, yeah. I was very kindly, because I'd done all those voiceovers for everything, the club actually invited me, so I was in the Club England bit. They invited me along to that, which is very kind of them. And with my son, with Louis, so we were both there, yeah. When their winner went in, I kid you not, Louis and I didn't say a word to each other for about 25 minutes. We just sat there next to each other, just in silence.
Well, there were 2 goals in quick succession, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, felt like
just-
Memories. Memories.
Oh,
Again, after such a
Anyway.
good start.
was
There
it
you
7
go.
minutes from the EFL? Was it 6
Yeah,
minutes?
something like
7
that.
minutes, something like that.
Something like that. Oh, well. We'll be there.
Sorry to bring everyone down. It's a Monday in February. Shut up, Martin.
Well, hopefully we'll have another one. But yeah, it would be great to make FA Trophy final, have a day out. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, that is the end of the first half. I think Martin's probably going to be leaving us shortly. So Martin,
am.
thank you so much for coming on. It's been great
you're-
speaking to you.
You're very, very welcome.
And hopefully we'll see you down at Roots Hall again soon.
Yes, I will be down there soon. I'll come down with Louis.
When we don't seem to be played there much lately, to be
No,
honest.
I know. I'm hopefully down. I think possibly down to Morecambe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Shrimpers versus the Shrimps.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll save up a few goals for that one.
Oh yeah, come on. Yeah.
Goal fest, that's what we
Yeah.
want.
Well, hopefully I'll see you down there.
Yeah, super.
Okay.
Okay, coming up with the halftime show, we chat to the ladies, see how they got on, and we'll see also how the academy got on. Don't go away.
This is the halftime show in memory of John Gorrell. It's the Southend Ladies with Emily and Katie.
Well, Emily's abandoned us. She's like, no, I'm not
Jump
talking about.
ship.
I'm not talking about the game yesterday. Oh, she's back. She's back.
Sorry, I'm
Wormley
back.
Rovers away. What happened?
Yeah, bit tough to talk about, to be fair. I don't really know what happened. We were all so positive going into the game after the way we performed against Chelmsford last week, and I don't know. I don't know what happened yesterday. We lost 4-2. We conceded very early on, and I think that just sort of knocked our enthusiasm a little bit.
Yeah, chasing the game.
We pulled it back to 2-1, and then we felt like we could get something, and then unfortunately we should have had a penalty. Ellie Nichols got brought down in the box just as she went to release a shot, but the ref didn't give it. He said she didn't touch her. And then he gave a penalty to them up the other end because one of their girls got clipped, and he said that was a straight pen. So Molly saves the penalty, but striker got the rebound, unfortunately. And then
Done a gust.
just from there we just couldn't get back into it. So I think we're in sort of a little bit of a rut at the minute, and we're just slowly trying to work our way out of it. I think the transition of like the whole new manager thing is probably taking a bit longer than people anticipated, and I wonder if they're just starting to get a little bit frustrated. But like we can see it's working and we can see the improvements, so I think we just need to be patient and stick with it. But yeah, not a tough one to take.
So the scorers, I think, was Abigail again, wasn't it?
Yep.
And Ellie Nichols, same as last
Yeah,
week.
same as last week. So 2 strikers.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie's just been on fire all season, hasn't she, Emily?
Yeah, she's led. I mean, I could talk all day about how many situations she's got us out of and how many results she's managed to get back for us. She's so clinical. I don't think I've ever played with a striker. I mean, I've played with some decent strikers, but she's just so cool, calm, and collected at every given minute. And I think that's something you can't really teach to strikers. And she's also got the technical ability to come along with it. It's probably not been the best of results recently, but I think there's still so much to play for. I don't think there's anything to worry about yet in terms of potentially, going down. I know we don't really want to talk like that, but I think there's so much still to play for. I think once we start picking up results and scoring and holding on to leads and stuff, I think we'll cement our place in the league, and I think we'll be able to go again next season.
Yeah, because you've got some great players. I mean, Sophie Stack, we mentioned. I don't know how she got on yesterday.
Yeah, she played really well.
Lauren Johnson, obviously. I mean, you got so many good players.
Yeah.
Zoe in the middle.
Yeah, we started recruiting as well, which is a bit unusual mid-season. But no, we've signed 2 new players at the minute. So hopefully when they start to get their foot in the door, we'll get a bit more momentum. But they both looked good yesterday. Good additions to the team. But yeah, no, it is just finding our mojo again, really. And I don't know why it's not happening at the minute. But you can see the building blocks. It's just taking a bit longer than I think we all thought it would.
Yeah. Just got to keep positive, haven't you? And just keep plugging away.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Emily, how's your rehab going for your knee?
Yeah, it's all good, thank you. I'm probably 18 months post-surgery now, so getting ever closer. It's now at the time where it's kind of like finishing up my gym work, and then kind of incorporating some ball work and stuff. So hopefully, I think our season finishes probably quite soon, to be fair. So I'll probably leave it for this season and give myself a full summer, full pre-season, and then start as of next season and go from there, really.
Ground running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll be a welcome addition back, certainly.
Definitely.
Okay, so the academy this week, they had a couple of good wins. The under-17s won 3-2 at Lowestoft. Strikers are really on form for them. Goal from Tom Telford, he's had a great season, and a brace from Matthew Blake. So great result for Tom Bailey's lads. And the under-19s got a 1-0 win at home to Slough. Nick Zlatev again. That game, I don't know if you saw, was live on YouTube as well. So I managed to catch a bit of it, which was really good.
I saw bits of it.
I didn't get a chance to get down. So you saw that?
Yeah, I saw a few bits of it. It was quite nice to be able to see games like that you don't normally get a chance to watch. And I think there was a few comments on Facebook.
I wasn't aware it was going to be on.
Yeah, there was a few comments on Facebook when they posted that it was live, saying like it's nice to see this side of it and give people a thing to watch. I think some man said he was doing his work while he had it on in the corner. But yeah, no, it's nice to be able to get all the different aspects of the club and show that it's not just the first team, you've got all the other teams beneath it as well.
Hopefully they'll do that a bit more, and it'd be great to get the ladies on as well.
Yeah.
So welcome addition that was. Yeah, it really was. Okay, up next we got Scunthorpe away. Finn, another game on the road. We never play at Roosevelt anymore, do we? Scunthorpe sitting in 5th, 10 points above us. Do you think it's about time we go to one of these top teams in the playoffs and actually go and make a statement? I mean, before the FA Trophy game that they had with Horsham, who we've drawn now, great result for them, I've got to say. But before that, Scunthorpe were on a 10-match unbeaten run. 9 of those were wins. The 2 games before Horsham actually was Forest Green, I believe, and who else is it? Boreham away. So 2 great results for them. Yeah, is it time that we actually make a statement and start saying, look, we belong in this playoff?
Absolutely, yeah. I think if we really want to be in those kind of playoff contention spots, then we've got to go out there and put on a show and really test them. And yeah, I mean, it is. You can look at it both ways. One is that they were on great form before that game. Beating Forest Green and Boreham Wood, as you said. Those are huge results, of course, against big teams around them as well. But you can look at it the other way. They've just come off a pretty embarrassing loss. No offense to Horsham, and I don't really want to eat my words if we lose.
I hope that don't happen to us.
Yeah, exactly. But On paper, considering how high up they are in the table and Horsham, it's not exactly
a surprise result.
Yeah, it was a shock loss, really. So will their confidence be low? Maybe. So hopefully we can go out there and kind of put them on the back foot. We need to attack them, and the thing is,
yeah, I agree.
The thing is with the Rochdale game, which I have started to see it, to be honest, because a lot of fans, I know that a lot of fans can be kind of a bit over the top, but I have actually seen in recent weeks what they mean about how whenever we get a lead, it feels like we kind of put on defenders, we kind of get a bit more defensive, we try and sit back, but it just doesn't work against top teams, because if you soak in pressure from the likes of Rochdale, it's only a matter of time before they score. So I think if we do, want to get something out of this game, I think we need to attack them, put them on the back foot, and if we go 1 or 2 up, which we have many times this season, we can't just sit back and try and accept the win or try and get a draw or something. We've got to just keep pushing and try and keep getting goals, because I think that's the only way we're going to win these kind of games. So yeah, I think we've got to go out there and put on a statement. I would be starting players like Leon. I'd start Keenan as well. My midfield three would probably be Leon, Keenan, and Coker. I think that's probably the right amount of a balance between grit, engines, and ability. I think that's the perfect three for us, to be honest. I think up top, assuming everyone but Cardwell's fit, it'd have to be Kendall and Dallas for me. So yeah, we've got to go out there and attack them, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. Kate, what's your take on that? I mean, like I say, we've just not been picking up 3 points against these sides.
You could say,
and it's long overdue.
You could say like now is the perfect time to play them, in the sense of now their streak's been broken. From a morale point of view for the team, if they were going into that game looking and saying, oh, they're unbeaten in 10 games, you're not. They should be, but you're not going to be very positive about it, are you? Because you think, well, we're just going to maybe go for a draw, or we just got to try and hold them off. Whereas they've now seen that they are beatable. They are just human at the end of the day, and you can get 3 points out of a game. So you could say now is the perfect time to play them, because they've lost confidence in a sense, but Southend can gain a lot of confidence from it.
Yeah. And obviously we've just dropped out of the playoffs. We're not far off. Is it point or something? And we got those games in hand. So, if we win a couple of those, we're well in it. But, you kind of want that momentum back, don't you? You want to be in that playoff place. You don't want to be looking at your games in hand and having to get those points. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, they came to us, didn't they, in September, I think it was, and beat us 2-0. I do remember they were quite a physical side. So there's that kind of element we've got to watch. But yeah, we've got to go out and get a win, make a statement at some point and say, look, we deserve to be in that playoff place. I just wonder, have we got a strong enough squad to deal with games like that? Because we've got a lot of games coming up thick and fast. We've had so many postponements, and now obviously with the FA Trophy, that fixture we were at home is going to be changed again. So we could have a bit of a fixture pile-up come the end of the season. Yep. Although it's nice to get in it'd be great to get in a trophy final, FA Trophy final every day at Wembley, as we said. Sometimes it can go against you if we're playing catch-up with the kind of squad that we got.
I think as an 11, I think we've got a strong enough squad, but I don't think kind of depth-wise, I don't think we're even near where we should be. And when I say that, I don't mean because I think some people, when you talk about depth, think that we need like a whole second 11. I think at this level, you've got to be realistic with the depth, and you've got to say maybe we're not going to have like 11 players, a whole different team, because you just can't afford. You can't really afford that. You can't keep that many players happy at this level, so it's difficult. I get that, but I think if you look at our depth right now and the kind of choices in recruitment that we've made recently, I just find some of them puzzling, to be honest, because particularly Crowther, for example. I'm not saying that Crowther is kind of a quality centre-back. I don't really think he's one of our best centre-backs, but I think he's at least good enough to be a bit of depth. And obviously you don't know the circumstances around whether he wanted a lot of game time or whatnot, but I think when we've got those few of centre-backs, I think it seemed weird getting rid of him to me. And I do think we need some investment in the team, and just to bulk out a bit, whether that's loans till the end of the season. But either way, I think we've got to be bringing players in. And I think if you look at the top teams, they have really good depth. I mean, you look at York and Rochdale and Carlisle.
Crazy.
I mean, their depth is just huge, and we just can't
Boreham
compete
as well.
with
I mean, they've been bringing players in, haven't they?
Yeah, and it's no surprise that, because we do have a pretty quality 11, I'd say, when everyone's fit. I think our 11 is solid, and that's why we've been doing so well against the lower teams, because they have similar depth to us, or maybe even worse. They have a similar kind of level of depth, but they don't have the quality that we have in our 11. So we managed to beat the lower teams, but when you play against the top 6, I mean, I was just looking at the table now, the top 6, we've not beaten a single team in the top 6 this season. So it says something about the depth, and we can say about budgets and stuff, but I can't imagine, we say it a lot, but I can't imagine Boreham Wood and Scunthorpe and teams like that have a huge budget compared to us, to be honest. So yeah, I think we need investment, to be honest.
I'm going to put you on the spot a bit here. Who do you think should be playing better than they are at the moment?
The
new guys. Who do you think's working out and who's not quite working out?
To be honest, I don't think Hopper. I think that one kind of straight away. I don't think he's playing well enough. The work rate you lose up top when he's playing it is huge, and I think it's cost us quite a lot. So, I think him. I'm not sure about Morton and Austin. I don't mind them necessarily on their own. I think Austin's actually all right when he plays at wing back, but I think if you kind of look at it as them two together, I don't really know if they work together. I think they're too...
See, for me, Austin started the season really well with us, didn't he? But he's kind of feels like he's gone off the ball a bit.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about him lately. So yeah, I mean, there's probably some other players that you could pick out, but I think it's annoying because we've got I think there's a lot of players in there who have been, for the most part this season, playing really, really well. I just think the depth is really what costs us, because you get to the later stages of the game and you've got some players to bring on, but not really the kind of level that other teams do in the playoffs, and it's a shame.
Just feels like we're not quite clicking at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, it always feels like we're not clinical enough, to be honest, which is weird because we've got goal scorers in there, so it's really weird because we've got all the pieces there together, but they're just not. It's not all going together. We've got goal scorers, we've got players that can create chances, but when it actually comes to the game, it just doesn't seem like it clicks.
And I think one of the frustrating things is we've got a number of strikers, but we can't seem to keep a pair of them fit together to play consistently and build up that kind of understanding of partnership.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, my ideal pair would be Dallas and Cardwell. But now Cardwell's out injured. It seems to be like that all season, doesn't it?
Yeah, we have been unlucky with injuries, and that's again why we need depth. Because when York and Rochdale and Carlisle, they've had some injuries, maybe not on our level, but they have had injuries. But when they have an injury, what if their striker gets injured, they've got another striker, and this is just an example because I know in the striker department we are actually quite blessed, but it's just difficult with the depth and competing with the top teams.
Okay, that is the end of the podcast. So next Monday we've got reaction from that Scunthorpe game. Nick, the team bus driver, is going to be back with us to reveal all, including what happened with Robbie Savage at Forest Green. Looking forward to hearing that. And we also play Deal or No Deal.
Oh, wow. One more thing, Phil. We haven't done predictions, I don't think.
We haven't.
Nearly forgot.
This is
a difficult one, isn't it?
Toughie. I'll let Katie go first on this. I didn't think about it.
I think I'm going to go 1-1. I think the way we've been playing recently, I think take a point on the road, especially against a team in the top 6. And I think we've proven that we can score goals in the past few games. Yeah, we've only won the last one 1-0, but we have been scoring. So hopefully we can shore it up at the back a little bit, no more silly mistakes, and hold on to a point, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see who starts in goal. Like I say, I personally would like to see.
Yeah, I think as well. Like
Owen
it was
start.
his debut. He got a clean sheet, and he was player of the match. Like his confidence is going to be high, and
You've got to keep him
yeah,
in.
and I think if he goes into the next game as a starting 11, his confidence is going to be there. So he's going to be up for it. And I think what have you got to lose? You brought him in for a reason, so you might as well use him.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. My head says 1-0. I don't think we'll get anything more than a draw. But listen, I'd be happy for them to prove us wrong and actually start picking up points at places like this.
Yep.
And like you said, Finn, might be a good time to play them. They've just lost at home to Horsham. I'm still going to go 1-1. What about yourself?
One thing I wanted to bring up just before, I don't know how you lot think about this, but do you think our formation works? And I say that because we've had the same formation and same kind of style of play for a long, long time now, years. And I just wonder, have teams just figured us out and just know exactly how we play? It's a bit too... I just feel like it's a bit too similar, and it has been for a while. Do we switch to a fullback, or do we just try out different things? That's all that I can think of is why we aren't beating these top sides. What do you think?
I think it works with the right players, but I'm not sure that we've got the right players. In some instances we have. Certainly for Gus, it works very, very well.
Yeah.
As well, boys, he can get up and down, get the crosses in, so it works. But that only works if you've got front men that you can aim for. And for me, it only works if you've got a player that can press the opposition, and Carwell does that perfectly. He presses, he's physical, but when he's not there, we just struggle with that. Tom Hopper's got the maybe the physicality, but he's not got the pace, and I think that kind of lets us down a bit. Same with Slavy. He's not the quickest, but he's a good target man. So I think you've got to have, same with Kendall. Kendall will press, he's a right player in that system, and it works really well. But yeah, just if we can keep him fit, that's half the problem. So for me, yes, the system can work if you've got the right players. But I think at the moment, maybe we're 2 or 3 players short of making that system really work well.
Yeah, I agree. I just think I just get worried sometimes that maybe teams just figured us out when you play the same system for so long, and it works, but hasn't been working to the point where we're right at the top of the table. It's been working to get us to this point, and now we're starting to slip below the playoffs. But that being said, anyway, I'm going to give my prediction, and you may think I'm going to go for something negative, but of course I'm not. I'm going for a 3-0 win.
Oh, blimey, Finn. 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going for a 3-0 win.
Put some money on that.
Well, yeah, I've never
on that.
lose, and my most negative would be a draw. But I feel we need a big win. We've just gone to the We've just got through to the quarterfinals. Why not? Confidence. Let's go. 3-0 win, and I'm going to go with a Leon hat trick.
Leon hat trick.
What
have you been drinking tonight? I want some of that. Right, we will see you next week. Thanks to our co-hosts, Finn, Katie and Emily. Huge thank you to guest Martin Trenaman and to our sponsors, Surgical Holdings. We will see you next Monday and hopefully be a 3-0 win with Leon holding the match ball. See you next week.